Final C1 race of the afternoon, and well, what are we going to see? That is going to be the question. Callum Conway is going to start on pole position for this one, with Kyle Nisbet in second place. Certainly that's what I'm seeing on my screens. I don't think they match what are on the graphics from the last time round, because it's looking that way anyway. I'm just IDing the cars as they make their way round through onto the order. Certainly that's the 110. That looks out of position anyway, so we'll get our ID, we'll get our bearings from the cars that make their way around. Lazo Benet there, you can see in the midfield there, and Henry Gillespie. So we might have to ignore the graphic for just now, because I think I've got a slightly different one. So it looks like it's going to be Callum Conway on pole position with Kyle Nisbet in second place. Sam Corson up in third position. Finlay Brunton looks to be on the second row of the grid with the number 13 in fourth position. Thomas Comer in fifth position. Paul Winfield in sixth. Ross Dunn in seventh, with James Hitchin in eighth position. Mark Nisbet in ninth. Andrew Davidson in 10th. Lazo Benet in 11th. Donald Ross in 12th position. 13th on row 7 is Henry Gillespie and Max Watt in 14th position. Rich Flett in 15th. Ian Wilson, one of the drivers we were talking about earlier on, is in 16th. Gordon Dundee in 17th. Ian Cochran in 18th. John Proctor in 19th. And in 20th position is Ross Sutherland. And flying through the grid there, we've got a couple of seconds because the cars getting themselves all organised on the grid, thanks to our amazing marshalling team as well. So race 9 of the day about to get underway. We've got another 4 races to go after this one today. Up next is going to be the Super Touring Trophy, Scottish Fiesta ST Cup, the Scottish Classic Sports and Saloon Championship, and the Scottish Mini Cooper Cup. So the cars waiting to go. The 30-second board held up here. And that is now the 5-second board. So the lights are about to go on the Gantry Bridge. In fact, there we go. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights. And there we go, the race is underway. The C1s are away. It comes streaming past you just now. Streaming maybe a little bit of an optimistic word there, but the C1s get underway anyway. The little 1 litre engines, the plucky little cars, head off down through Duffus Dip for the first time of asking. These cold tyres as well are going to be a very, very interesting watch as well. So here we go into the first corner then, and it is side by side, and indeed you can see Sam Corson in that third place. So it looks like the positions are correct then. So Callum Conway up in the lead of this one, just ahead of Kyle Nisbet right now. But Finlay Brunton wants to make moves at a very, very early stage there. You can see the number 60 of Gordon Dundee just ahead of Ian Cochran there. Oh, that's a car heavily off into the gravel there. I think that might have been Mark Nisbet, but I'll double check on that one. So just watching as the cars come through for the first time of asking. So the cars making their way through there, and just watching as they all come through, and down through Duffus Dip again. And again, this is where all of the action tends to happen here. After the first couple of laps here, the drivers tend to get themselves focused, tend to get themselves into order, and Kyle Nisbet and Callum Conway still leading the field round. Sam Corson though looks like he's desperate to try and make this position just now, as Finlay Brunton as well on the back of this field here. And Paul Winfield up into that 5th position. So I do believe that was Martin Nisbet now down into 9th position. Aidan Wilson all the way up into 14th as well. And Finlay Brunton down into the back of that leading group here. You can see them moving about here, but they're all very, very happy to stay in position. That's a bit of a mistake there from Kyle Nisbet, and Callum Conway making his way up as well. And just about to cross the line to start lap number 3 of the race here. 8 laps left to go. It's still Kyle Nisbet from Callum Conway, Sam Corson and Finlay Brunton in that leading group of 4 cars. Paul Winfield into 5th position. Thomas Comer, as both myself and Andy were talking about earlier on, he's up into 6th position there, just behind the car of Paul Winfield right now. The car's making their way through McIntyre's. A little bit of a gap now for Kyle Nisbet, coming down through Butchers and then up through the compression into the chicane. A little hop of the curb there. The thing with these cars as well is that they're so dependent on building that speed up and keeping that speed up at all costs. If you scrub off any more speed than you absolutely have to, then you find that you've got several other cars that are desperate to try and get that position off of you. We've got 2 cars side by side further down the order there. I think that might have been Aidan Wilson and Rich Flett who were going side by side there, but back with your leaders then. It's still Kyle Nisbet from Callum Conway, Sam Corson in that 3rd position. Finlay Brunton, this is again another very measured performance from Finlay Brunton on his return to the C1s here in that 4th position there. You can see the 70 and 529 side by side. That's James Hitchin and Andrew Davidson, who are, safe to say, it looks like they're trading paint on that, but I'm not sure that is the case. I think they're just having a very, very fun time out there. Finlay Brunton, fastest car on the circuit right now with a 70.436 just now on lap number 3, and that is into the kitty litter for James Hitchin, or at least dips a little toe in. The water isn't quite to his liking, so decides to get back on to the track as well. Now have a look at the 23 of Thomas Comer there in 5th place. Now he is broken away from Paul Winfield. In fact, not only is he broken away, he's actually got past Paul Winfield, so he's done that in the past couple of laps. He's up into 5th position, and he's catching on to the back of Finlay Brunton. So he is wanting to try and join that little train for the win here. So you wouldn't put it past them with 7 laps still go, 6 once they cross this line just now, for them to, in fact, there we go. He's already up to the back of that little pack there. So Thomas Comer making massive inroads. Sam Corson decides to move out to the right hand side there, try and get a move onto Callum Conway. Is it going to be the battle of the late breakers into turn number 1? I think it might be, and in which case Sam Corson's going to win that every single day of the week. And not only that, that means that Finlay Brunton fancies a move up the inside, and that means that poor Thomas Comer gets into the lucky position as well. So Callum Conway has been, I don't want to use the word mugged, but that is exactly the word I'm going to use, because that's exactly what's happened. The 110 gets sent back into 4th position. He started that lap in 2nd, and he has lost pretty much everything in the blink of an eye. Finlay Brunton still on the back of Sam Corson, but look at Thomas Comer. He is poised and ready and waiting to go here, as we've got, 6 laps left to go here. Kyle Nisbet with a good half a second lead over Sam Corson in that 2nd place. Finlay Brunton again just leaving everything to the last minute here. And the thing is this is now rapidly growing into what could look like a 9-car battle for the lead. There are little gaps here and there, but not too many to write home about. Ross Dunn already up into 6th position. He's now going to be coming onto the back of Thomas Comer as well. Oh, and that's a little bit sideways from Sam Corson as he's coming down the hill there. And look at Finlay Brunton. Look at how aggressive the posture on that car is. This is the way that you have to drive these C1s if you want to be fast in them. They look very, very light on their feet. They look like they're dancing across all the curbs. That's exactly keeping all of that speed onto the track and trying not to wash any of it away as your leader comes into Clark again. So Sam Corson into that second place now. They've started to catch a little bit on Kyle Nesbitt. Remember, that gap was 0.8 of a second at the start of this lap. It's now down to what looks like 0.2 of a second. And there's Thomas Comer having to go ultra defensive there. In fact, excuse me, that is Callum Conway. He's been absolutely done by Thomas Comer, who tried to send it round the inside. It goes all the way onto the gravel at the outside, and it's hero zero moment for Thomas Comer, as that now sends him back down to 8th position, just behind the 117 of Mark Nesbitt. That's so unfortunate to see that happen. However, with 4 laps left to go, I don't think that is all she wrote on that one. Finlay Brunton, though, still looking poised in that 3rd position. In fact, Finlay Brunton, still in that 3rd position, of course, because we're looking at the battle for 4th, 5th, 6th. Just now is 1st, 2nd, 3rd, just a little bit further up the road there. But as we see, the cars coming hopping over the chicane, looking like a little bit like pogo sticks coming up the hill there. Sam Corson now is a man on the move. He did a personal best that last lap by there onto the tail end of Kyle Nesbitt. Just what 0.3 of a second there. He's going to be waiting to take his chance here. But here's the 822 of Paul Winfield onto the back of Ross Dunn. Ross Dunn now up to 5th position. So Ross is really on a charge here, and doing a grand job as well. So Callum Conway ahead of that number 1. Ross Dunn there goes to the inside. That's a move further down. That is going to be the 61 of Ian Cochrane, and that was on Gordon Dundee, the number 60 car. But we go back with the lead pack then as they go across the line. There goes Sam Corson trying to make a move to the right hand side, thinks better of it, cuts back to the left hand side as well. They're coming down Duffus, and now Kyle Nesbitt under all sorts of pressure. This is when it all goes wrong. And look at Finlay Brunton, he fancies it as well. Corson up the inside into McIntyre's. They're side by side down through into Butchers, and there goes Finlay Brunton as well. He fancies a piece of it. We've almost got 3 cars wide, and that is going to be an absolute mugging yet again for Kyle Nesbitt. Sent to the grass, sent to the gravel, and look at the pace that the 110 of Callum Conway has gone. All hell has kicked off here in the Scottish C1s, and this is exactly how we love it. Sam Corson is running for his life. He has got 5 cars behind him that are baying for him. And Sam Corson, if he knows what's good for him, he will just absolutely leg it out of there. I think that Sam Corson is going to be okay, because Kyle Nesbitt is so busy fighting with Finlay Brunton here, and let's be honest, 15,000 other cars here on the track here. You've got 7 cars here fighting for the lead. You've got 7 of them fighting for 2nd place, never mind the lead. And this is absolutely unbelievable action. This is exactly, when me and Andy were talking before the race, this is exactly the sort of race that we were telling you about, that you're guaranteed to get with the little C1s. And yeah, perfect introduction. That is a huge moment for Kyle Nesbitt as he comes power sliding down the hill. Finlay Brunton is going to jump into 2nd place. My goodness me, up the inside goes Ross Dunn. Ross Dunn, believe it or not, is now on for the podium, and we've got a return to the last race last time out. It's Ross Dunn and Finlay Brunton yet again. Sam Corson, he might as well book his holidays at this point, because he is gone at this point. But here we go, we've got a 7-car train fighting for that 2nd position, and that's off into the gravel there, doing a little bit of rallycross. That is going to be Callum Conway, going from bad to worse with that day out at the races. But look at Finlay Brunton, he's got a little bit of a gap now ahead of Ross Dunn here. Kyle Nesbitt must be absolutely fizzing in that car. He's just been done by several different drivers. Nesbitt gets the inside line out of the hairpin there, and I think he actually might have the inside line going into to Duffus. This is going to be the last lap then. Last lap board held out, and it's all for this. 3 wide under the Beatson's Building Supply Bridge then, down into Duffus at the final time. Lads, 3 wide into Duffus is not going to go, but he's still going to try it anyway. Fair play for all of that. Sam Corson, he's just delighted that he's just walked away with this one through no fault of his own. He'll be absolutely delighted. Finlay Brunton is going to have 2nd place here, and up into 3rd place somehow is the 822 of Paul Winfield, who was back down in about 6th position several laps ago there. He's clawed his way back up into 3rd position. They're coming round there. That's almost going to be too wide going through. Clark for the final time. Sam Corson, though, ahead of the car. You can see here Finlay Brunton. There is your race leader coming down into the final hairpin. What a race it's been for Sam Corson. He will be punching the air with delight out of the final corner, and it's going to be a win for Sam Corson. It's going to be 2nd place for Finlay Brunton. It's going to be 3rd place for Paul Winfield out of absolutely nowhere. Kyle Nisbet will get 4th position. It's then going to be 5th place for the 110 of Callum Conway. Ross Dunn in 6th, Thomas Comer in 7th, James Hitchin in 8th position. Mark Nisbet will finish in 9th, Andrew Davidson in 10th, Donald Ross in 11th, Aidan Wilson in 12th position there, Max Watt in 13th, Rich Flett finishes in P14, 15th place for Lazo Benet, Henry Gillespie in 16th, Gordon Dundee in 17th, Ian Cochrane in 18th, John Proctor in 19th, and Ross Sutherland finishes in 20th position as it did not start. So wow, a chance to have a little look then at all of the chaos that went on in that C1 race, and what a race we were absolutely treated to this afternoon. That is exactly what we were talking about when we were, giving all the action to the C1s there. Yeah, brilliant stuff, and you see them all coming piling through Clark Corner, car going bouncing over the gravel there up the inside. That was the 110 of Callum Conway, who taken that position off of Thomas Comer, who is going to feel very hard done by this afternoon. He was on for a big chance at the podium up on the inside. That is Sam Corson. That is how he took the lead there. Kyle Nisbet got sent from hero to zero in the space of 5 corners and got sent out of the podium positions, down 5th, recovered to 4th position here, and then it was just literally a battle royale, every single man and his dog for himself on the track here at Knockhill. And that will go down as one of the best C1 races we've had, not just this season, but I think in the past couple of races.
Race here in the Scottish C1 Cup. Fantastic drama from start to finish, but it's that man there, Sam Corson, who leads the way, and he will be absolutely delighted with that. Great action throughout, as we always see in the Scottish C1 Cup, but it's Sam Corson who rounds off a fantastic weekend with a 1st place finish, and he will rightly be thrilled with his performance. Sam, many congratulations. That was a fantastic race. Just talk us through that move to take the win at the end.
Well, it was just a bit of kind of revenge from the first race, really. I was pushed a wee bit wide there, so I was just returning the favour. So yeah, it was a good race. Brilliant fun. No complaints from me. So yeah, that was great. So yeah.
So how important was the following couple of laps? Because there was quite a number of cars behind, all looking to try and make their way through. Was it just try and focus on apexes and exits and try and get the fast laps on the board?
In the C1s, when you're in a bit of a gaggle, you're kind of looking backwards as much as you're forwards, and then that way you can kind of pick and choose your line from that. Obviously, you've got to defend from behind, but then you need to take advantage of the cars in front. So it's all just about being smart, driving smart, and kind of making calculated kind of decisions, which I'd say Finlay Brunton's probably the best at. He's been on par all weekend, just not even put a foot wrong, not taking any risk or anything. He's been spot on. He's been like the kind of, what do you call it? Like the example for us, I think. So no, that was a brilliant race. Happy with that.
Great stuff. Many congratulations, Sam. Well done out there.
Perfect, thank you.
Sam Corson, the leader of the final race in the Scottish C1 Cups here today, and he'll be rightly delighted with that performance. Great display throughout there. So Sam Corson, who leads the way, Finlay Brunton in 2nd place, and then Paul Winfield in the 822, rounding out the final step on the podium. Both drivers absolutely delighted here. Finlay and Sam just having a quick chat there, and both of them thrilled with their display. Great clean action throughout from both of them as well, and Finlay Brunton joins us now. Finlay, must be really pleased with your performance overall at the weekend. And Sam Corson was just saying there about just how cool and calm and measured you are behind the wheel, and it's just playing the long game for the championship battle as well.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can't hear me screaming outside the car, to be fair, but yeah, it's all just about it's like a big game of chess, especially in the C1s. I was just saying to Duncan, with overtaking on track and stuff, you need to be really careful when you try and overtake. You might overtake the car that's in front of you, but you sacrifice so much speed that you lose 2 from behind you as well. So yeah, for me, always aim a game, do 1 lap. If I don't make any overtakes in the 1 lap, stay where I am, wait for somebody else to do it. Seems to be going well for me, a good algorithm so far. So yeah, good results, good racing with everybody. Wee bit of rubbing, but it was all fair racing. It was good fun. Good fun. That's why we're here.
Do you feel that you had to make that move at the chicane when it kind of presented itself? Again, you mentioned about momentum and just having to go for it there. There was just the opportunity was on, and you just had to send it.
Yeah. So both overtakes. I started in fourth. I said fifth before the race, but fourth. And both overtakes that I made were following Sam through. Overtakes that Sam did, and I just was a bit greedy and just held on the back of Sam. So yeah, definitely just picking the right opportunities, waiting for somebody else to make the move. Ultimately, he'll make the move and I'll follow through, or he'll make the mistake and take the guy out in front of me. So it's a kind of win-win if you're behind. Just kind of hold back, let them sort it out, and take it from there. Obviously, if anybody makes a mistake and an obvious opportunity appears, you need to go for it, as Ayrton Senna said. But yeah, just kind of cool and collected is the best way, I think.
Great stuff. Well done, Finlay. Great drive out there.
Much, mate. Cheers.
Finlay Brunton there, rounding out his event with a second place finish here. He'll be very, very pleased with that. Let's we'll grab a quick chat with Mr. Winfield here, who rounds out the podium here with a third place finish, and it was a fantastic drive into the bargain as well. You must be absolutely delighted to round off your weekend on a high.
Aye, excellent, brilliant weekend. I didn't think I was going to get anywhere in that, but going into the last lap, I got the drive at the hairpin, and the car just wanted to go. Great, thanks very much. Great weekend, and thanks to all my team that's given me a hand this weekend.
And what's your kind of expectations going into the next race meeting as well? You've finished this one on a high with the podium. Does that give you the confidence to really take it to the likes of Sam and Finlay?
Oh no, definitely. The confidence I've had in this car over this weekend compared to the last meeting was my first meeting. This weekend, this car has been unreal. A wee bit of time spent on it, and it's working. Just keep our secrets to ourselves.
That's the way of it, isn't it? Congratulations. Great performance out there. Very well done.